Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome back to another video in our game animation sample project where we are currently making some kind of combat system, action game, whatever. It is starting to look like something. We have some dodge rolling going on. The enemies can chase us. It attacks me when I am close. I can equip a sword. We can also lock on. It's actually looking pretty good. There's probably some bugs in here that we need to fix, but I'm just gonna keep adding stuff and hopefully I find them myself, but otherwise comment in the comments when you find weird stuff. I know there's something I said I would fix with the lock-on system, but I can't remember what it is right now. A few things. We're gonna clean up this tracing because that's not super performant. There's a better way to actually do that if you want to make your own sensing. So let's do that instead. We're gonna go to our world settings. We have a GM sandbox here. I will make a new folder here. And we'll make a blueprint class. We will make a new game state. Game state base. Yes, select that. I will call GS master. And the game state is basically a class that exists at all times, and it's replicating. So it's a good place to store variables and store information that you want shared between all of the clients and the server and everything. Then you have the player state where you could also store stuff that more belongs to each player. And then you have the game instance, and the game instance is basically not replicated, it's just your own instance. So we want to use the game state here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna store all the characters that ever exists in the game in here. We're gonna let each character add themselves and remove themselves from the game state, and then we can always just reference the game state whenever we want to find an actor basically, and that's way better than line tracing because it's gonna be a lot cheaper. So we need a blueprint interface as well. BI GS BI blueprint interface game state master. So we are gonna do call add actor to game state. Call remove actor from game state. Actor to remove. Input actor to add. Perfect. So we're gonna open the actual game state. We're gonna add the interface. Implemented interfaces. GI BI GS master. And that makes it so we can now implement the events. So we will do events call add actor to game state and remove actor from game state. All target all targetable actors. Yeah, that is fine. I want to keep track of all the actors that we can target. For now, I will call this all characters. I might add more stuff to it, other things later. Well, this will be an array. Contains. Don't want to add ourselves twice. We could do add unique. I just prefer to do this. If all character contains this is false, add. We're gonna do both. Add unique. Add is fine. And same here. If we contain this, we remove ourselves. And this will be a replicated variable. It's only gonna happen on the server, and it will always be stored here, basically. So everybody agrees on what's in this array at all times. Actually, that's not necessary. Because we're gonna replicate it through begin play anyway. So might as well save some stuff. Everybody will just have their own reference to actors in this one. That's fine. So see, add a boolean. For sensing. B use sphere trace for sensing. Add a little description. If true, false, the array to target. So just a little comment. So you need a game state just a little comment. And bam bam bam. I can't really remember what I'm supposed to do here. Let's see. Yes, the find enemies in range, right. What's this called? So if this boolean it's true. We're gonna do this. But if it's false, we're gonna get game state. And then we need to add another thing here. We need to add a get all characters. So now we can do get all characters. No, not an input, sorry. So we can open the interface function here. You see interface get all characters, drag in the array. So now we have a way to actually access this array as well. So here we'll do get all characters to access the array. And now we can do the same here as we're doing here. So we probably want this as a function, right? So grab all of this. Try add actor to enemies array. And we have that as an input, so we can still use this local variable here. And this is currently just searching for players, but that's fine. And we can use this here as well. So if we're not doing the sphere trace, we're just gonna access the array in the game state. And finally, we need to actually add ourselves to that array as well. So before anything here, gonna do get game state, call add active to game state. No, just gonna do get owner here before we cast the character. And then we're gonna do on destroyed. Deconstruct, what's it called? I can't remember. Event end play one, right? There we go. Event end play. Gonna do the other way around. Call remove actor from game state. because it's a multiplayer game, so we need to call this in case a player quits or whatever. This also needs to be done in the NPC. So we're gonna get the NPC component, copy it over and do it here. And that's fine. Just a quick comment. Add self to game state so we can so that's just a simple getter, and then you can do the rest of the traces and stuff. So there's one more thing I think here, because this we're using the range here, right? So there's one thing we just need to do like this. Get distance 2. Get owner. This one is less equal to range. So we only actually find targets that are within range as well. Make a little comment. And there we go. Let's see if that works. Because this is false by default, right? Use fair trace for sensing. So that means there should be no well, that's not working. So let's figure out why that is. Because I'm not using the GS master. Game states, you actually need to use the game state for this to work as well. So let's see if that's the reason. No. Behavior tick. Find closest target. Okay. So why is it that this is not working then? That triggered. Okay, we're gonna just to make sure that we actually only have. I'm gonna just make it so that we only have the player in that one. Just to debug. So the player should be added now to that one. And inside of our NPC component, when we do find enemies in range, we should now have the player here. So let's print that and see if it's... Yeah, okay. So we do have the character. So that is fine. So far so good. Get distance 2. That is weird, okay. I'm probably missing something here. Let me pause and see. Alright, I am back. We have this return node here. That's a bit silly of me. So obviously we need to also return here. We can just connect this again. So now it works. Perfect. There we go. Looking way better. And that's gonna be more performance. Because it's just a simple distance check. That's pretty much it. No tracing. And there we go. Cool. That's gonna be it for this one. I will see you in the next one. Bye!